Croatia's forces here on the front line are taking no chances, with the much-feared Serbian Czechniks just a mile down the road. In the distance, we could hear sporadic gunfire, but this is now a fact of life for those guarding the main supply route to the capital, who say it's crucial this territory stays in Croatian hands.
It
must do. Our people are in Kostynica. We must keep the road clear to Zagreb. It must stay in Croatian hands.
At this stage, despite the fighting, it's predominantly a war of nerves. More than 5,000 Croats have already left their homes, many of them young with no previous experience of war and terrified by the battles. Their government claims terror tactics are an essential part of Serb strategy, an attempt to frighten the population with help from the federal army. Their aim being to rid the area of people to make it easier to capture. But the local command centre, troops returning from the battle zone, said it was too dangerous to travel further. Hundreds of people, many of them members of the National Guard, have already died in this conflict. Far more, it's believed, than Croatia's prepared to admit. And the fate of those known to be missing is often euphemistically described as undecided. Politicians may be talking about ceasefires, but Croatia's military planners are concentrating on strategy. They regard this oil refinery as one of their most vulnerable targets and claim the Yugoslav Federal Army is equipped with surface-to-surface missiles which could easily destroy it if the army became openly committed to war. At Komarevo, just a few miles away from the power station, Croatian National Guard were fighting Serb militia, one of a dozen battles which have taken place along this border in the past 24 hours. Operations are controlled from a newly established crisis headquarters in Sisak, 2 or 3 miles away from the fighting. Morale appears high now that government policy is to go on the offensive and reclaim territory they've lost. The local commander, Ivan Babetko, explained that Serbs are trying to establish clear routes to connect their main centres of population. So battles are concentrated in a string of towns and villages. For Croatia, it's essential to hold them to stop them breaking through.
We are preventing the enemy forces of going on the line that they have politically disclosed as their final aim, the line Sava, Kupa, and further to the city of Karlovac. That is the so-called line of the Greater Serbia that Chetniks are proclaiming.
In the capital, Zagreb, the government spent much of the day anxiously waiting for news from the EC meeting in The Hague and making every attempt to create a sympathetic impression in Europe.
What we would like to see is to continue monitoring group, to continue efforts to reach a ceasefire, to think of possible organizing and sending armed peace forces in order to keep safety of the monitoring groups. And it is obvious that we need a recognition of the international community as a state.
Meanwhile, in Belgrade, the federal presidency has been called into emergency session for the second time today. It vetoed European involvement in the ceasefire, which it wants controlled by its own commission and hopes to make effective from midnight tonight. But as the politicians argue and the military authorities plan, people on both sides of the divide are anxiously hoping that a peaceful settlement can be found. Liz Donnelly, ITN,